This is an illustration I will be working on with gouache paints. And I will use some color pencils too, for the small details and certain lines or hatching. That's been my modus operandi recently. This is supposed to be King Arthur. I finished reading The Legend of King Arthur, which is a collection of 5 books that compile the most important parts of the legend. I'll add a photo of the books. There's supposed to be different variations, but in this one, the author tried to get the most accurate one together in one continuous story. So as I was reading it, I was inspired to illustrate King Arthur and some of the Knights of the Round Table. Only some because there's so many. So I would do some sketches, more like thumbnails, while I was reading of people and scenes that happen in the story and that I really felt like painting. When I came up with these concepts, I was really motivated to paint these knights. I made a list of all the Knights of the Round Table that I wanted to design and illustrate. I came up with very loose sketches for each of them, but by the time I was almost finished with the Arthur illustration, it's like I lost my steam. I don't know if I want to keep putting effort on this set of paintings. Often I come up with painting ideas as sets, not sure why, but maybe I did have a reason to do it in the past and it just stuck with me. It's now subconscious. I think it's okay to feel like this though. It's normal if you feel like doing something else, especially when it's a project that you do for yourself, for fun. I used to force myself to finish the projects, but I think it's fine if I let them be. Because for a lot of them, it's really not that important. They're just ideas that popped in my head, and it's not like I'm not motivated to draw. It's just that I feel like drawing something else. It's okay to take a break. Most of the time you can come back to them in the future when you feel more motivated to continue. It's very different though if these were commissions, because for a commission I find my main motivation is to deliver what I was paid to do, kind of like delivering a product, and I find that whenever I do commissions I've always had that motivation, to make sure that the client is happy with the illustration. When it comes to personal projects, most of my motivation is to have a nice illustration for myself, something that I can post in my portfolio, and to make sure that with each painting I am doing something to improve. I think that is the most important, to give 100% to be able to improve. In the end, since the point is to practice, it's okay if you feel like painting another idea over the one that got you started. Anyway, it's just something I was thinking of recently, since I have so many illustration projects that I seem to move from. And I may come up with another one since I am rereading the James Bond books. Sometimes I feel bad that I don't finish the project, but it's alright. There's no need to feel this way, these are just for fun. For this illustration, I wanted to have some text on it in a medieval way, so I added his name in that style. I had left the part for the majuscule empty. I knew in my head that I wanted it like an old illuminated letter, and I painted the rest of the name on top of the character. I read that kings and nobles would usually wear silk and embroidery in those days, so I wanted to show through his clothes that he was of noble lineage, as in at this point he's already crowned king. I included some flowery details inside the capital A to keep the style consistent. In reality, sometimes they would add small illustrations on the big letters. And to try to imitate more the medieval book style, I used gold on the capital letter. It's my gold watercolour. I just added a layer on top of the gouache. I tried to show the gold by moving the painting, but it's more noticeable in person than in camera, I think. I like it, and we'll see when my motivation comes back to do the next night. I think I might go with Lancelot or maybe Gauvin, I'm not sure yet.